What's going on, my fellow kayak fishing fanatics? My name is Eric and welcome to the Flow Bass channel. I'm doing a series of installation videos and how-tos for your fishing kayak, and today we are going to show you, or I'm going to show you, how to install a flush mount rod holder into your kayak. It can be done with absolutely any kayak. It's not specific to the one that I've got right here. So let's go right ahead and get into it. All right guys, so before you install your rod holder into your kayak, you have two prerequisites that you need to think about before deciding whether you want to attempt installing one of these. First being, you need a flat surface. I've got a nice flat surface right here. It's directly behind the seat, so I'll be able to just reach behind me, grab a rod, and I'll be good to go. That's also, so let's make that three prerequisites. You need a flat surface. It needs to be readily accessible to where your seating position is going to be in the kayak. The third is the height of your kayak. So you have to determine whether your height is correct, if you will actually be able to fit this. You guys can trim this down. That's perfectly legal. It's perfectly fine. You are definitely allowed to do that, but you still need, I would say, a minimum of 12 inches of overall height in the hull of your kayak or where you are going to mount this, and you will be perfectly fine. Now let's go ahead and take a look at all the tools you're going to need to install your flush mount rod holder. First thing you're going to need is an electric drill. Second, you're going to need a hole saw of some sort. Now, to determine what size hole saw you need, just take a tape measure and measure the diameter, pop this cap off, and measure the diameter of this. Now, my rod tube is exactly 2 inches, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with a 2 1/4 inch hole saw. It doesn't have to be, the tube does not have to be an exact fit. That is not what's important. What's important is the type of seal that you make with this flange right here. This one has a nice little gasket, which is great, but that leads us to the next thing. You're going to want to get a marine grade adhesive. Now this is fast drying, and this is above and below hull. You don't necessarily need to get a below hull sealant for this, but I would rather err on the side of caution and get this type of sealant, so this way, no matter what happens, if you kayak flips over or whatever, you're just going to reduce the chance of water getting into the hull of your kayak. Next up, you are going to want to get a small drill bit. It's smaller than the stainless steel hardware that I will be using. It's a little bit smaller, so that'll be my pilot hole, so the screw doesn't walk around. I can make nice holes and everything will be a-okay. Next, you're going to want some type of straight edge, and then my marking device has seemed to have disappeared, but you're going to want a pen or a marker, something of that nature. Not a scoring device, just a marker. And then last but not least, you want to get some type of cutting device like a hacksaw or a cutoff wheel. That's in case you have to trim the length of the rod tube of the rod holder. So what you want to do is take the gasket from your rod holder and go ahead and just, mark the center hole of this, and then take that away. That's when you take your straight edge and you want to get in here and figure out where exactly the center line is of this hole. It doesn't have to be 100% exact. Again, you want to drill out the hole a little bit oversized so you can have some wiggle room in there. And we're left with this. You can see my nice little hash mark right there. I know exactly where I'm going to drill, and we're good to go to move on to the next step. It's time to drill. Now you see the crosshairs right here. I'm gonna drill a little pilot hole, so when it comes time to use the hole saw, it's not gonna walk around all over the place. It's just a little bit added insurance. So we go ahead, that's the center right there. I'm gonna push down so it doesn't walk all over the place. Boom, goes through it like butter. All right, now it's time to move on to the scary part, guys. We're gonna make a big gaping hole in the top deck of the kayak. I know a lot of you guys might be nervous about this, but if you follow my how-to, you should gain a ton of confidence and be able to do this yourself with no problem and come out with a beautiful install and have awesome flush mount rod holders right at your disposal. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna use this window right here to line up the pilot hole. If you have a good quality sharp hole saw, it's gonna cut right through it like butter. So you don't have to go fast, you don't have to press too hard, just take your time and it will come out perfect. If anybody's curious to know what the thickness is of a Bonafide SS127, there you go. All right, so you just want to clean up any burrs or anything like that. I'm able to just pick them out with my finger. It doesn't have to be super perfect, although if you are a perfectionist, you can go around and sand this down and, you know, it'll be even more awesome. So now we're going to go ahead and just test fit. All right, so I'm real happy with this orientation. It's not hitting anything inside the hull of the kayak, so that's perfect. I'm gonna go ahead, I've already changed out the drill bit to this little pilot drill bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and just mark my pilot holes, or I'm gonna drill them right here, right in the center. Perfect. Perfect. Let's get that out of here. We're gonna go extra ham sandwich on this, and we're just gonna go to town, guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna install a bead of silicone around this flange right here, smush the gasket in the correct orientation right up to it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and install another bead of silicone right here. So there's absolutely no chance of any water getting in here whatsoever. Now, you don't have to go crazy with this. Use a liberal amount, but not too liberal. You don't have to have it bulging out the seams everywhere. So let me show you what I mean. Now we're going to install silicone directly on this seal right here. So we got it on the back here. You don't have to follow this direct pattern. I mean, guys, it's just silicone, but you want to make sure you have enough to where it creates a full bead all the way around. And I'm actually going to insert it with the cap on the end of this, just in case any water gets down in here. I'd rather not have it fill up my hole. All my gasket holes are lined up. Now it's time to lock it down. So we've got our drill chucked up with the Phillips head bit. These are Phillips head stainless steel screws. All right, that's 1, 2, 3. Now you'll notice I did not lock this down all the way. I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna tighten this with a Phillips head screwdriver by hand, because this is plastic. You don't go ham sandwich into plastic when you're using power tools, because if you strip out the hole, then you just gotta get bigger hardware and do it all over again. That's looking good. When you're tightening this down, you'll start to feel it get tight, and then it kind of just stops getting tight. You don't want to go farther past that. That means you are stripping out this hole. I've had some silicone kind of splooge out right here. I've got some right there, so I'm going to go ahead and clean this up real quick and take a look at it. All right, boom. There we have it. Flush mounted rod holder. Came out really nice. It's in a great position. I really like it. I'm just going to be able to reach my hand from back here, get right to the rod holder. Perfect. And I love the little weather flap right here that makes it, you know, in case it rains or any water hazardous situation, I can just seal it up. Perfect. All right, guys, so that's it. Flush mount rod holder. Absolutely love the way this thing came out. It's nice and, you know, it's sleek. It's not really too noticeable, but, you know, those that know are going to see that and be like, hey, man, you drilled into your kayak? Absolutely I did, man. This is really nothing. It was a very easy installation. You want to let this cure for 24 hours. That's how long that marine grade silicone takes to seal, and once it's sealed, it's, you know, the 3M 4200 isn't totally permanent, but it's damn near close. You know, if you ever have to take this off, it's not going to be easy. So I hope this how-to helped you guys out. If you've got a kayak and you've always wanted to put rod holders in it and it never came with any, this is definitely an option for you guys, especially if you don't have any gear tracks. You can, I mean, of course you can add gear tracks and add like a Yak Attack Omega rod holder. That's perfectly fine. Or if you want something a little less flashy, something that's not going to be too noticeable or, you know, sticking out or anything like that, this is a flush mount rod holder. It's awesome. It's perfect. It's very sleek. It's out of the way. Sight unseen, basically. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I know you guys are probably wondering what that little ring thing is in my eyes. That's a ring light. I've got the camera on. It sits right in the middle of it. It's absolutely amazing. It lights up everything perfectly. But anyways, guys, my name's Eric. Thank you for watching the Flowbass channel. I'm doing an entire how-to series on everything I'm doing on this kayak, how to rig it up, all the more intricate stuff like the rod holder or this anchor wizard or power pole, all types of stuff. So definitely stay tuned. There's more videos in store for you guys. That's basically it. Hope you have a wonderful day. Peace out.